they could be seized ultimately by law enforcement.
So if you do something wrong, all right, say you're a DWI, all right, driving under the influence, DUI, and the cop sees you have this, all right, he can take it from you, right?
Yes, he can take it from you, but he should get a warrant to search its content, because that would be too broad, even except if there are exigent circumstances.
What's exigent? That's a big word now. Come on, what does that mean?
I know. I'm surprised you haven't used it before on your show.
Yeah.
Exigent, like an emergency situation, someone's fleeing, where it's got information right in there about a homicide occurring or something like that.
But isn't it true, Stacey, that if you're pulled over for a DUI or jaywalking or anything else, the cop can take your phone, all right, if the police officer believes that there is something in the phone that can prove the crime or whatever, and then put the phone in a drawer somewhere and get the warrant after the fact.
They can inventory the cell phone for evidence, but in a DWI or DUI, they're not going to do that, because that's not going to be indicia of criminal activity.
But what if they're sensing that you might be a drug dealer and you're under the influence of narcotics?
Or maybe texting and you cause an accident.
But the bottom line is you have to get a warrant, the police have to get a warrant to look inside, right?
Yes.
But if this is owned by your company, if this is owned by Fox News is going to look at this anytime, right?
Absolutely right. If they own the actual phone, they can search its
rent it for you.
They can search its content.
Right. Anytime
they have an expectation of privacy in property that you do not own, so pursue at your own risk.
Okay, so that's what the Hillary Clinton thing's all about. Is that Hillary Clinton was working for the federal government, but didn't want the federal government to have access to her machine, so used a different server so they wouldn't.
Right, because if it was the federal government's machine, it's office equipment.
Right,
and
they can look into it.
Any
so that was a calculated play. All right, let's get on to the immigration situation. So President Obama puts the immigration order that gives 5 million illegal aliens pretty much amnesty. And since that time, or maybe even a little bit before, deportations have gone way down. Is that correct?
They have gone down.
You have the stat. Well, they've gone down how long?
Yeah, well, here's the problem. So this is the important part. 153% over the last 5 years of people failing to appear. Guess what? No one's showing up, so they're not deporting anybody.
Okay,
and why would you show up?
They're giving them tickets to appear in immigration court.
Yes.
And 153% fewer people show up than used to show up. Is that the stat?
And why would they show up?
I don't know.
When they run a risk of deportation, because guess what? They don't show up, nothing really happens to them. There is no consequence.
The reason they're not showing up is fear. Why would they actually make themselves available to
get deported?
Right.
Well, nobody's going to look for them.
Yep. Right. So they stay under the radar.
So this is another dereliction of the United States federal government. Final topic.
Right.
In North Carolina, an illegal alien who some say should have been deported murders 4 people. Roll the tape.
A White House immigration policy is now at the center of 4 murders in Mecklenburg County. One of the victims, an aspiring model. Tonight, I went to Mariana Pujar's home in Charlotte after Senator Tom Tillis alleged her accused killer, Emmanuel Rangel, shouldn't have been in the country. Tillis says Rangel avoided deportation on a previous arrest in 2012 through DACA. That's the government's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals policy. In this letter to the Homeland Security Secretary, Tillis said immigration officials, quote, had full knowledge that he was a known gang member.
Is that true, Stacey?
It hasn't been established. It's been alleged that he's a gang member. And in order for that to come into play with a deportation proceeding back earlier, they'd have to give him a hearing. But his underlying offense, he has this marijuana case before this the alleged murders, was dismissed. There was a misdemeanor marijuana.
So it's the gang thing, Guilfoyle, that is, if the federal government knew that he was a gang member, he could have been deported as an undesirable right away.
Well, and he should have been deported. You don't have a right to stay in this country if you're someone with known gang ties.
But he says he was. There's controversy on whether he was.
And he should have for dispute, but he should have. This should have been addressed at a deportation hearing and fully fleshed out to make sure, because they have an obligation for public safety, and they were derelict in their duty.
So he was running around North Carolina, and now he's charged with 4 murders.
Homicides. They're going to decide next on whether or not he should receive the death penalty. I think the answer to that is
yes. Has he been
yes.
convicted?
No. They're going to have a hearing to whether or not they're going to pursue the death penalty prosecution.
All right. It's a mess. This whole immigration thing is one big mess. Ladies, thanks very much. We appreciate it. Laura Ingram on deck. A new study says younger Americans don't know anything. Laura, moments away.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3 with a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system trusted in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am dealer and test drive the Spyder F3 today.
OxiClean White Revive with more whitening power than chlorine bleach. You'll see the difference. On tough stains, pre-soak and wash. OxiClean's clearly better. Plus, no bleach accidents. OxiClean White Revive. Whiter whites guaranteed.
Oh, cool. I can get my free credit score on Credit Karma.
I have great credit.
How do you know?
Duh.
Try Credit Karma. It's free, and you can see what your score is right now.
I just got my free credit score.
Credit Karma. Really. Free.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tom's Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Air disaster in the French Alps. The latest on the Germanwings plane crash. Neil gets answers and insight on the tragic event. Only on Your World.
Cox Business Voice Solutions lets you focus on what you do best. Running your business. Whether you're in the office, at home, or on the go. This is worry-free, business-grade phone in the cloud. Switch with confidence.
We love to get dressed up for Easter. At Burlington, they have everything for my family and home. A cute dress for my daughter, suit for my son, fabulous looking clothes, and prices in are unbelievable. I love seeing everyone dressed up for Easter. They look so good.
When I'm in Iceland, I feel like a fish with no water.
Learn how to prevent your child's next asthma attack. Because even one attack is one too many.
Owning a business is tough, and some people love to point that out.
I really don't see you as a business owner. More of a business clerk.
But with GoDaddy, you can get a domain and website, so you can succeed, despite the doubters.
Every train needs a caboose.
Get your domain, website, and email starting at $1 a month at GoDaddy.
It's here. Birds are singing, flowers are in bloom, and savings are busting out all over. It's Santa Barbara Honda's Spring Fling Sales Event. Enjoy the beauty of springtime saving on your favorite Honda. Lease a new Civic, $149 a month. A new Accord, $199 a month. Or a new CRV, just $239 a month. Plus a huge selection of certified used Hondas. And easy financing with the Credit Wizard. Spring into action. Take home a new Honda and save like never before. Santa Barbara Honda's Spring Fling Sales Event, 475 South Kellogg in the Kellogg Auto Center, Goleta.
Back in the book segment tonight, researchers at the Educational Testing Service in Princeton, New Jersey, analyzed data from a standardized test concentrating on reading, math, and computers. In the 16 to 34 demographic, young Americans did very poorly. In literacy, we were number 16 out of 22 countries. In numeracy, which is math, we're tied with Italy and Spain for last. And in computer issues, we're tied again for last with Ireland and Poland and the Slovakian Republic. This is not good. Joining us from Washington to analyze Miss Laura Ingram. What do you think happened here?
Hey, Laura. Oh, you're
hot. I think over the last 30 years, Bill,
I like
we've seen
on the radio, but I didn't know you
educational
looked that good.
standards as Washington has laid down its dictates from the Department of Education. And I think kind of the old ways of teaching were generally regarded as outdated and old-fashioned. But part of the problem with that is that there's a baseline that's missing. Of knowledge for young people, and I think when you compare us to some of these other countries, obviously you see the differential. And we should also remember that we all bought into this idea of globalism, right? It was going to be great to have all this trade with all these other countries, and it was going to work out well for us. But I think we've seen that it's been a lot harder for Americans to integrate into the global economy than some of the experts believe.
But what does that have to do with younger Americans not knowing anything?
Well, I think we have to understand that we're going to always have a group of people, Bill, that are not going to become STEM workers. They're not going to become scientists. They're probably going to could make a decent living in manufacturing.
People, but my parents were kind of working class. They both had college degrees, but they came from my grandfather was a cop. My other grandfather was a train conductor, and they knew a lot of stuff. My grandfathers, the train and the cop, they knew, math, and they knew who the president was and what the issues were, and it was discussed around a table. And just because you're a working class person doesn't mean you don't know anything.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but we live in a world now where there are a lot of distractions for all of us.
I think that's the key. I think there's no discipline, and
phone,
yeah, absolutely.
Every second,
they have to text 24/7. They have to text and tell their friends what kind of socks they have on and what kind of morning cereal they're eating.
What kind of socks do you have on, Bill? That's really what
my basic black. I'm a boring guy, but I don't need to Twitter about it, Ingram.
Yeah,
I don't need to tell everybody about it. Okay.
So there's a veneer of knowledge. That's what you're talking about, which I think there's a lot to that.
But it's a lack of discipline combined with the rise of the machines. Look, I know that teachers in America try hard, most of them. Okay, I know that. In public and private schools, and they're underpaid, most of them. But there's no discipline supporting them.
Well, Bill, you can't discipline. If you can't, right? You discipline, you get sued.
If little Carmine is disrupting the class by setting off fireworks, they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, when the nuns got at you, Bill, they would rip you by the arm down to the principal's office.
The nuns I had
never do this again.
were transferred to Abu Ghraib. All right, that's the nuns I had.
Bill, you were afraid not to learn, right? I mean, being sent to the principal's office. Me. No, you don't want that ruler. You don't know. We're not saying you have to do that.
But I'm not advocating that because I myself, as you know, I was a teacher.
You're a common sense guy.
And I never laid a hand on a kid. But I did demand that they do the work. And if they didn't do the work, they were scorned.
Right. Well, shame is out. I mean, you can't shame. When I was in high school, okay, this is 1981, you actually could list class ranking. That was public, right? It was listed on the board. And it was kind of exciting, and if you didn't do well, it was like,
it wasn't exciting for me at St. Bridget's School. I was in the dumb row.
Right, that's true. Good point. Well,
I was in the dumb row. And it was designated with a big D, the dumb row. And I called my attorney and said, you have to sue these people. You got to sue the nuns,
and that didn't work so long.
No.
But we have a competitive world. We have to find room for all segments of society in our workforce. So we've got to think about that before we offshore all our jobs and bring in a whole bunch of new
I think we have to redesign
workers.
the public educational system. It has to be redesigned. I mean, the test scores are in. These people, you see Water's World, I mean, they don't know anything, they don't care. You have to demand that they learn.
Hey, Bill, I'm still trying to get over the Water's World about 50 Shades of Grey with the handcuffs, okay? I'm still trying to get over that.
The problem with the people I always talk to about the handcuffs, they couldn't spell handcuffs.
They know 50 Shades of Grey. They don't know much about the framers, though, probably.
And they couldn't spell gray. They use it with an A, not an E.
G-R-A-Y-E-Y.
Yeah, okay. So we both agree that it is a decline in the standard of learning, not teaching, learning in the public school system that has led to this dismal performance.
Right. We know a lot of PC stuff, Bill. We know a lot about how America screwed up and how America, is terrible to women and other groups, but we don't know a lot about the basics that you need to know to survive in the global economy. We need to do better.
All right, Laura Ingram, everybody. Factor tip of the day, another military situation that you should know about. The tip, as the factor continues all across the USA and all around the world.
It's more than the cloud. It's multi-layered security and flexibility. With CenturyLink, you get advanced technology solutions, including cloud and hosting services, all from a trusted IT partner. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than cold medicines alone. So you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe right.
Nexium 24 hours. It's the purple pill. The #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand. Available without a prescription for frequent heart rate. Get complete protection. Nexium level protection.
To unlock the possibilities of tomorrow, lift tab. Fiber-rich brand, answered by the perfect quantity of sun-sweetened raisins. Tomorrow is waiting. Own it with Kellogg's Raisin Bran. See you at breakfast.
Are you getting the most out of your water?
I've been using Brita for years. It has a 2-stage filter.
My Zero Water has a patented 5-stage filter.
This meter proves that Brita removes over half the dissolved solids.
Zero Water removes virtually all dissolved solids for an all-zero reading. And the purest tasting water.
Get more out of your water. Get Zero. Now available in a personal tumbler.
Why are some people so excited to get into bed?
Save money, sleep happy.
Because they saved money and are sleeping happy on their new mattress from Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm, you'll always get our lowest price, or your mattress is free, and you'll sleep happy or your money back. Plus, save up to $400 store-wide. So call, click, or come in today and sleep happy tonight. Only at Mattress Firm.
Save money, sleep happy.
Dr. Tip today, a very worthy project you should know about. Get a moment. First, this is the last week to get 45% off any of my killing books. And if you are a BillO'Reilly.com premium member, you get your discount on top of that. So please go to the website, stock up on the books for gift giving, Father's Day, Mother's Day, birthdays, things like that. Also, please remember all the money I get from BillO'Reilly.com is donated to charity. Now, the male George Gilani, Grafton, Massachusetts, Dr. Sabato put forth the usual nonsense that a conservative like Ted Cruz cannot win the presidency. The same thing was said of Reagan, who won 2 landslides. Meantime, moderates like Ford, Dole, McCain, and Romney all lost. John Giuliano, Kingman, Arizona. Mr. Raleigh, now I know how you and other Fox News people will treat Ted Cruz. You implied he's as far right as Elizabeth Warren is far left. It's what we can expect from you stealth progressives. I don't imply, John, I say. There's nothing stealth about the factor. Wise up. Juan Morales, Queens, New York. Last week I was unhappy that Bernie Goldberg did not have time to make all his points. You said you'd bring him back, but I didn't believe you. Last night you proved me wrong. Always believe me. Dr. Selim Ben-Badis, Tampa, Florida. I watched Factor because it's fair. However, I would not say FNC as a whole is fair and balanced. But if you want to win that debate, you got to bring the facts, Doc. I ran down the entire roster with Bernie, and I think I won that debate. Dr. Richard Mancuso, Deerfield Beach, Florida. Bill, I was setting my DVR to watch Killing Jesus on Sunday, and the TV Guide description was a fictionalized retelling of the life of Jesus Christ. I thought your book and movie were based on history. They are, Doc.